Hey everyone, Ivan here. Today I'm diving into something that, well, it will be really different from my usual tech content because it's one of the most, topics I've loved from many years ago. And actually, I did some investment in that. Just knowing some economics, it's one of my really best subjects that I love. Just naming that, as a developer, for us it's really important to keep a really good finances. So we're diving into the fascinating world of economic theory, specifically how money actually came into existence. I got here this website this is the most well-known author in the origin of money. There's Carl Menger. So today we're going to explore Carl Menger's theory on the origin of money. Menger was an Austrian economist who founded what became known as the Austrian School of Economics in the late 19th century. His ideas about how money emerged naturally in society rather than being invented by governments revolutionized our understanding of currencies and exchange. What's so powerful about Menger's theory is that it explained money as an organic, bottom-up development that emerged from human action rather than central planning. This concept is crucial for understanding many other economic phenomena too. So let's dive in and explore how Menger explained the emergence of money from a state of barter and why this explanation remains influential for more than a century later. To understand Menger's theory, we first need to understand the problems with barter exchange. Imagine you live in a society without money. You make shares, and if you want to get some fish, in a barter system you need to find someone who, first, has extra fish they're willing to trade. Wants a share right now. This is what economists call the double coincidence of wants. Both parties must want what the other has at the exact same time. But what if the fisherman doesn't need a share? You're stuck. Let's make it more complex. Say the fisherman doesn't want your share, but wants shoes, and the shoemaker doesn't want your share either, but wants wheat. Now you need to conduct multiple trades just to get your fish. This creates enormous friction in economic exchange. Menger recognized that this problem would naturally lead people to seek solutions. He observed that in any economy, some goods are more sellable or marketable than others. These goods have characteristics that make them easier to trade. Think about which will be easier to trade: a house, which is difficult to divide and transfer, or salt, which is easily divisible and portable. Clearly, some goods have natural advantages as trading commodities. In his book, Menger gives us some more insight about the money. So we got Menger's brilliant insight was recognized that rational individuals will start accepting certain highly marketable goods in trade, not because they personally need them, but because they knew these goods could be easily traded later for what they actually wanted. That is where the magic happens. When people start accepting a good, not for its use value, but for its exchange value, it begins functioning as money. Menger writes that money emerges spontaneously through the self-interested actions of individuals. It wasn't invented by a king or a government. It developed organically through market processes. Like it said, money has not been generated by law, and its origin it is a social and not a state institution sanctioned by the authority of the state. It's a notion alien to it. And you want more to know about this great book, you can find it here. This is The Origins of Money from Carl Menger. It's a really nice book to read in order to understand this. It's a little bit, it have a lot of, economics vocabulary, but it's not really hard to comprehend. So the process has several stages. First, certain goods become more frequently used as media of exchange because of their natural properties. As more people recognize and accept these intermediate goods, their value as exchange media increases. Eventually, one or a few goods emerge as the dominant media of exchange, becoming what we recognize as money. This evolutionary process explains why certain commodities like gold, silver, salt, and shells have served as money across different civilizations. These weren't random choices. They were selected by the market for specific qualities that made them excellent monetary goods. What makes a good suitable to emerge as money? According to Menger's analysis, the best monetary goods share several key attributes. Durability. The good must last over time without deteriorating. Perishable items make poor money. Second one, portability. It must be easy to transport with high value to weight ratio. Third, divisibility. It should be divisible into smaller units without losing value. Fourth, uniformity. Each unit should be essentially identical to every other unit. Fifth, limited supply. It must be relatively scarce and not easily produced. Sixth, recognizability. It should be easy to verify as authentic. As you can see, this quality explains why gold and silver emerged as dominant forms as money across numerous civilizations. They weren't chosen by decree. They were chosen because they excel in these characteristics. For example, gold is extremely durable. It doesn't corrode. Highly portable, high value in small quantities. Divisible, uniform, limited in supply, and recognizable. It's a near perfect monetary good based on these attributes. That's why we see that all governments try to buy more gold to have more value as money. The more gold that you have, a government is that it has more power. Maybe it is that, I'm not sure, but it's what it says Menger, and this was around 200 years ago. What's fascinating is that these same attributes apply to modern monetary innovations. Even Bitcoin, a completely digital asset, was designed with many of the same properties in mind. Menger's theory helps us understand the historical progression of money. In early trade, commodity money emerged, using actual useful goods like grain, salt, or cattle as exchange media. Then, metallic money became dominant, particularly gold and silver coins, because metals possessed the attributes we just discussed. Later, representative money developed, paper receipts that represented gold or other commodities held in storage. And finally, fiat money emerged, money that has value only because a government maintains its value or because parties engaging in exchange agree to its values. This is what we call the money on the paper, which is like dollars or euros. What's remarkable about Menger's theory is that it explains this entire evolution without requiring government decree. While governments eventually got involved in money, certifying weights, preventing counterfeiting, and eventually using fiat currency, money itself emerged from market processes. This contradicts the popular notion that money was invented by rulers or governments. As Menger showed, money's value originated from its market-selected utility as a medium of exchange, not from official proclamation. So why does Menger's theory matter today? It has profound implications for how we understand money and economic policy. First, It reminds us that money is ultimately a social institution that emerges to solve coordination problems. It's a tool that develops to facilitate exchange and cooperation. Second, it suggests that the best monetary systems align with, rather than fight against, these natural market processes. Attempts to completely control or manipulate money often fail because they ignore the underlying market forces that give money its value. Third, it helps explain phenomena like cryptocurrency. Bitcoin wasn't established by government decree, but emerged spontaneously as people began valuing it for its monetary attributes, similar to how gold emerged as money thousands of years ago. Finally, Menger's theory reminds us that sound money needs to maintain those key attributes we discussed, particularly limited supply. When money loses its scarcity through inflation, it begins to lose its effectiveness as money. To wrap up, Carl Menger's theory of the origin of money provides a compelling explanation for how money emerged naturally from human exchange without requiring government invention or decree. By recognizing that certain goods are more marketable than others, and that rational individuals will begin accepting these goods for their exchange value rather than use value, Menger solved a fundamental puzzle in economics. This theory has withstood the test of time and continues to provide insights into modern monetary developments. Whether we're talking about historical commodity money, modern fiat system, or emerging cryptocurrencies, Menger's framework helps us understand the forces at play. If you found this exploration of economic theory valuable, let me know in the comments. This is a new content direction I'm considering, and I love to hear if you'd like to see more in economics, money, and financial systems. This is Ivan, helping you to understand not just technology but economic system and that shape our world. And if you like this video, please like and consider subscribing. And thank you, and see you in the next one.